The Sabarimala temple is located atop a hill 3000 meters above sea level in the Pathanamthitta district of Kerala. This temple is open for devotees to offer their prayers for the first 5 days of every month in the Malayalam calendar, and also it is open during the annual Mandalam and Maravilak festivals between mid November to mid January. It is also one of the biggest pilgrimage places in the world. Sabarimala is connected to the Pandalam royal dynasty, which had settled in the present day parts of Pathanamthitta after breaking away from the Pandya dynasty. The king and queen of Pandalam were said to be childless. One day, when the king went hunting, he found a crying baby by the side of a river. After inquiring, a sage asked the king to take the baby along with him and raise him as his own, and eventually the king also took him home and also named the child as Manikandan, who later became the prince of Pandalam. When Manikandan was around 12 years of age, the queen of Pandalam fell ill, and the physician who was treating the queen told that they need tigress's milk to cure this particular illness. Everyone shied away, but Manikandan took the responsibility of bringing the tigress milk from the forest. Manikandan not only returned with the medicine but also rode the tigress along with several cubs. He returned to the kingdom, and that is when the king was said to be very elated of his adopted son, and he also thought that this was no ordinary child. Manikandan expresses his desire to renounce the kingdom and also material wealth, and he wanted to become a brahmachari. The king later builds a shrine for his son 30 kilometers away atop a hill, and that became Sabarimala. And it is also known that that is when Manikandan attained divine power and became Ayyappan. Access to this temple was very difficult, and it was in the 12th century when a Tamil king, Rajashekara Pandian, rediscovered the original path to the Sabarimala temple. It is believed that Ayyappa was born out of the union of Lord Shiva and the mythical Mohini, who is also an avatar of Lord Vishnu. As Ayyappa is believed to be a brahmachari, women from the age of 10 to 50 years are not allowed to enter into the Sabarimala temple. There have been many controversies behind why women are not allowed to enter into this temple and they have been denied their rights. The Supreme Court then ordered that women can enter this temple, which caused a huge stir. Many people say that the deity in that particular temple is in the brahmacharyam state, and that is why women of reproductive age are not allowed inside the temple. But today in this video, we will learn about a scientific reason why women are being prohibited. Usually, when there is a story behind such things, there is a scientific reason hidden behind this. So we'll be looking into what is that particular reason why the women aged between 10 to 50 are not allowed inside the Sabarimala temple. Visiting Sabarimala by women of reproductive age can severely alter their menstrual cycles. Many women may say that I do not care about my periods even if it stops. I want to enter that particular temple. It is not about stopping the periods. It is about causing damage to a woman's health. This is a very ignorant statement by many women because menstruation is not just a switch that you can just turn on and off. It will severely affect your health. The menstruation and the menstrual cycle is the core part of a woman's health. If it is disturbed, it will affect the women's mental and emotional state of mind as well. If the menstrual cycle is not proper, women may have PCODs and endometriosis and many other problems related to the hormonal imbalance as well. The Sabarimala temple is a part of six temples, which is also called the Shat Chakra temples of Shasta. Shasta is the deity whose one of the incarnations is Swami Ayyappa. Sabarimala was in place even before the Puranic character Manikandan became Ayyappa. It was a place of the deities called Shasta. There are six chakras aligned across your spinal column, and Sabarimala is considered as the sixth chakra, which is the higher of the chakras, and it is located between your eyebrows, and it is also known as the Agnya chakra. So, without even visiting the other six temples, if you straight away walk into the Sabarimala temple without considering the other six chakras, then the activity in your Agnya region will increase. The thing about chakras is that they correspond to our body's endocrine gland. So the lower chakras of the Mooladhara, they correspond to our excretory organs and they facilitate these processes. The second chakra from below is called the Swadhisthana chakra, which indirectly corresponds to our reproductive organs. So we have Agnya, Swadhisthana, and the Mooladhara, which correspond to the eliminative processes and the reproductive processes as well. So, if you're triggering the pituitary glands by going to such places which have the Agnya chakra, it's a very good thing for men because it causes the release of testosterone. This is caused by a series of complex processes. So, you have the hypothalamus, which will release something called GnRH that will signal the pituitary, and then that will release the LH and FSH. Then the LH will be responsible for creation of testosterone. So until this, it is the same for men and women. So testosterone is an important androgen. It is also called the male hormone. Women also have testosterone, but in a very minor proportion compared to males. So it is in fact testosterone that your ovaries and adrenal glands will act upon to convert it into estrogen, which is the female hormone. So, for women to have a good reproductive health, the testosterone in the body has to be converted into the female hormone estrogen. So, if you create excessive energization of just the Agnya and at the same rate you do not energize the Swadhisthana chakra, then your ovaries will not be able to keep it up. So, the menstrual cycle is basically the communication between the pituitary and the ovaries. So, if the pituitary is very active by triggering the Agnya chakra when you enter into such a temple, the ovaries will not be able to keep up with the conversion of the female hormone, and that will result to the excess of testosterone in the women's bloodstream. When you have a lot of testosterone in a female body, you will be able to see masculine features like the way they look, the way their hair grows. So they might have facial hair growth as well. So this is one of the reasons why women are not allowed into the Sabarimala temple. Temples have been found to be negative ion generators. The Sabarimala temple, which is located atop a hill, generates a high level of negative ion due to the rituals and the abhishekas which millions of devotees bring. Menstruation is part of the normal process of the body naturally removing the dead tissues from the system, which is also the generation of positive ions. So, in such a scenario, exposure to the high level of negative ions in the temple may cause a disruption in the natural and necessary process. It can mess up with the negative ion only atmosphere of the temple. So many women fought for the verdict to come out, and they were telling that they were denied the right to worship, and they wanted to worship this temple. But if you know that all the other temples are not prohibited for women, women can even go up to the Pamba river. Women are not allowed only inside the Sabarimala temple. Also, women or girls who are below the age of 10 also have reported that after going to Sabarimala temple, once they attain puberty, they have had many changes in their body as well. They have masculine features, their menstrual cycle has been disrupted, they are having problems with this. So it is up to women to decide. You can take it in the name of tradition or belief, or you can consider it as a scientific reason which will affect your health, because menstruation is a very important part of a woman's life. It affects the health of a woman primarily. So it's up to women to decide whether they want to fight without any baseless reason, or if they want to consider their health and stop going to Sabarimala. We must always consider temples as a place of worship rather than considering it as a tourist place or a place of architectural marvel. As a woman, I personally would respect their traditions and beliefs and would not step inside the Sabarimala temple. See you all in another interesting video. Until then, it's Jessie signing off.